talk about the mannerisms of the king. Solomon was trying to warn his sons that were princes of how they should value wisdom and knowledge, and how righteousness would always, what we say righteousness would do what? Exalt a nation.
Yes,
But
yes.
sin is a what? A reproach to any people. So here we see in a threefold mannerism. Like the first thing Solomon said is that thou mayest walk in the way of good men
All right.
and
All right.
keep the path of the righteous.
Yes,
In other words, so he knew that if you would stay there,
yes.
stay with the good folk, stay away from the evil folk, walk in the path of righteousness toward God, understanding the law, then you would receive the treasures of knowledge and wisdom given by them. And he talks to his sons, and in mine it says in that first verse, it says, my son, if you receive my words
All right now.
and treasure up my commandments with you. He said, and make your ears attentive to wisdom, incline your heart to understanding.
Uh-huh.
And if you would do that, you cannot fail of being a leader and mature yourself in the prophecy of God and what God wanted you to do and the purpose of God's will. You would do that. Then it says, for the upright shall dwell, and 21 says, the upright shall dwell in the land,
All right.
and
Yes.
the perfect shall remain in it. So if you would be righteous in how you mannerism and your behavior in respect to the world around you, even though the world is confused and troubled, and how they do, it's the way you carry yourself, your lifestyle. No matter what the respect of the world, you receive wisdom and knowledge from God.
Yes, yes.
So the mannerism, a lifestyle, a performing, a behavior, what you do, and how you are polite, and how you social conduct with people. And it was so much so that Queen of Sheba, Queen of the Shebeans, came, and she was so, not that, but the wisdom of knowledge of Solomon was great. It was the way he carried himself.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
His mannerism to say the robe here when he ascended up
Yes.
to go up to the temple, that was more than enough for her. That she said, this man is great in the wisdom of God. It was his mannerism, the way he carried himself,
Yes.
that he said he was a great man of wisdom.
Yes.
His behavior. So we see these things, and we look at our behavior now. We understand things that happen, and we looked at some of the things, and I just gotta say it. We gotta find some of these things, and I wonder what kind of speech. If we ever look back on the speeches of George Bush, the young one, not
All
dead,
right now.
we would wonder if he had went to college or not.
All right.
He had so many broken up sentences,
Yes.
stuff wasn't together, and he had people writing his stuff out. He still wasn't following that. Said someone, at least if you can't get it right, at least get somebody to write it right. So you follow the script. And we say the fine thing about the mannerism of the fellow we got going for president, nah, that's a Republican. He's stuff to say anything at any time.
Yes.
And now since they squeezing him so much, they're saying that, hey, this mannerism and the way you act, you was against Obama, all you want to be. Now they told him, if you want to get some of them black votes, you better say Obama was born in the United States.
Yes.
And so that's the only reason why he reneged. As somebody say, you reneged? In other words, he changed his attitude.
All right now.
Then he tried to blame everybody else. No, that was you that started that. And so we see these things what happened, the mannerism of the man we have. And I wonder what kind of, the manner in which the lifestyle of the perform, but I don't know how you expect, as we went over a lesson in Sunday school, how we expect that leopard to change his spots.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's going to be the same in the White House.
Yes,
You
yes.
don't expect him to change, man.
Yes.
As much as he is the CEO of what they call it Trump University.
Yeah.
As much as he is over that, as much as he over everything else. And it's the same thing with Hillary. We ain't expecting her to change much. They had some secrets. She gonna keep some things secrets too.
Yes.
But we understand that everybody don't want everything that's in the dark to be brought to light, but God knows about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we see these things in the mannerisms. You know, how she carried herself as Madam Secretary. And the things she did as Hillary Rodham Clinton, the manner in which she went over, we understand she was the Secretary of the United States. So when she went over to foreign countries, they received her as such, a diplomat. If it was, I don't think any country, even within a Muslim country, that she offended anybody, that she didn't come back without a positive or wrong answer.
Yeah.
I wonder how would Trump do going over there in Saudi Arabia.
All right.
I'm pretty sure he'll offend a few folk before he get back here.
Yeah.
So it's the mannerism in which we do that. So we see if the righteousness would exalt a nation, we know sin is a reproach to any people. Solomon tells his sons now, it's your behavior and your lifestyle. If you stay with good men and keep on the path of righteousness, you will be exalted. And not only that, you'll be perfect, but you'll be able to dwell in the land in which God has given you. And we might as well say you may be able to dwell in the favor of God.
Yes.
Dwell in his favor, dwell in God's goodness, dwell in God's mercy. If you would do things righteously before him, keeping his commandment, following his way, and understanding the wisdom of God, then you will see you will be blessed. We run into Rome, let's go to Romans 12:1. I'll go down to 3. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. You know, just your average service toward God. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you might prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Perfect.
We read our from forth, I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think,
All right now.
but to think what? Soberly. Oh, come on in. Not drunken or seriously grave. In other words, saying soberly. Put your conscious mind together.
Yeah.
And the only reason you're able to follow the righteous path and follow God is because you have presented your body unto God by the mercy of God, who allowed you to live a holy and a separated and acceptable life toward him.
Yeah.
It was just, and then he said, when you're doing that, you're only doing your reasonable service.
That's it.
So don't think yourself in your hide in any of these Gentiles, the pagans that still caught up in sin.
Yeah.
Don't think yourself like the Jews or the Pharisees who think they're above everybody else. He said, but he said, be not conformed to this world,
Yes.
but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we have to be sober and sane and regarding ourselves, not ourselves to be exalted, but humble ourselves before the mighty hand of God. So our mannerism is that we understand that we just that far from being on Skid Row. We that far from being homeless. If it was not for the grace of God,
Grace of God.
we don't know where we would be.
Amen.
Because it's only our reasonable service. Be soberly minded. Don't be foolish and understanding. It's serious. It's a grave thing to lift yourself above what you are.
All right now.
It's dangerous to fall, how you say, into the hands of what? A jealous God. Praise the Lord. It says 2 Timothy 3:12, and read 10, it says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine and manner of life. This is Paul talking to Timothy and getting seriously to the problem.
Yes.
But thou hast fully known my doctrine. You understand, I'm following up the will of God. In the matter of life. You done seen me my best days. You done seen me on
Hey.
my bad days. And you understood that I kept God before me every day.
Yeah.
And he said, matter of life and purpose. You know what purpose I was on. My faith and my long suffering and charity and patience.